Craig, 40 points to 12 and what was a near faultless display from your side, and now one win away from another grand final must have been pleasing.
Yeah, it was, Corey. Yeah, I suppose our form has been a little bit mixed the last 4 or 5 weeks. We've had a few injuries and we've rested a couple of players and whatever. So you could just feel there was a bit of energy, in the side this week, and they played like that tonight. So I was really happy with them. I thought our two wingers done a tremendous job in that they haven't played much footy this year. Like George played a fair bit early, but I think Lumi's only played 2 games for us. And George has had I think he played 1 game in about 10 weeks. So I thought they done a tremendous job for us tonight. But I was really happy with all of them. I just thought it was just a tremendous effort, and we were good defensively when we had to be that. But probably the big thing for us was how we completed in that first half, and that really set the platform for us.
By Brandon Smith to start the game, set the tone, mate. How is he? But what did you make of that? Because he really did set the tone.
Oh, he did. But with all due respect, he's been doing that nearly every game he's played for us. He's he's had one hell of a year. He's got. They think he might have a facial fracture. It doesn't look like it's displaced, so until he sort of has a scan or an X-ray, whatever it's going to take to see what's there. His face is not blown up too bad, but like I say, we'll just have to get the scan and see what happens from there. But knowing Brandon, he'll be doing everything he can to play again.
You left the decision up to Cam Munster whether he was going to play tonight. 2 try assists, a one-on-one steal, a 40-20 certainly helped.
Yeah, I thought Cameron's got a lot of skill and he's got great knowledge of the game, but his strongest trait is how hard he competes. He's a real competitor, and he was definitely that tonight. Again, he's one of the guys that hasn't played a lot of footy the last 6 weeks. So he was real happy with his performance tonight against really good opposition. So he came up with some big plays for us, as you say, Corey. So couldn't have been happy with him.
You spoke last year a lot about being able to, you moved up here, being able to perform under those sort of trying conditions. You've got experience at that. Is that a bit of an ace up the sleeve potentially for this team in this year's final series, knowing how to navigate some of those waters?
I think we're all a bit different, with all due respect. For me, it's probably been harder this year than last year. So we're all sort of different depending on what situation and circumstances we're in. As far with families or whatever. So, like I say, they've done a terrific job in. Some more than others because of the circumstances that we've done this, but we can see the light at the end of the tunnel now, and if we can just stay focused for the next 3 weeks and see what happens.
Would you say Pappenhausen's back to his best now? It's 5 tries in a couple of games.
Yeah, obviously, we, as I said last week, we tried to time the run for him a bit. He didn't train for 7 weeks. I mean, he didn't do any training at all, for 7 weeks. So we knew he wasn't going to come back to, what we know he can do. We didn't know how long that would take, like physically, but the mental part was probably even more, that was, no one really knew, or had any certainty on how long, that would take to come back. So, I think, through all that, the time he's been back, and we've tried to, limit his time at times. But I think, the only game he probably took a little step back was, I think, might have been the Titans game or after the Titans game. But other than that, the last 2 weeks, he's been pretty close to what we expect of him and what we know of him. So I thought he was tremendous tonight. He really, I thought he come up with the big play of the game. That try just on half time. Manly was sort of getting right back into the game there. If they'd have scored in the last 5 or 10 minutes of that first half, it would have been a real game on. But to score that try right in half time, that was a real lift to everybody.
Tommy Trbojevic, just how much time and effort goes into negating what they're able to do? Because tonight, once again, was probably the lowest that we've seen in terms of their statistics.
Yeah, we put plenty of work in, Corey. Everybody could see what Tom does, and there was a great example last week, and the week before against the Bulldogs, he just basically got them home. But like I say, the other four, the wingers and centres, that they do a great job, coming out of their own half for them. So, that was a real emphasis for us tonight, and I thought they'd done a really good job. And actually the players, spoke at half time, like we done a good job in the first half on Tom, but when he really flourishes in the second half, so they were pretty determined they were going to try and do the same job in the second half.
Addo Carr, we'll get the week off now. Will he be back?
Yeah, if we'd have had to play next week, if we got beat tonight, he would have been back next week. Yeah, so he should be right. Yeah, thanks guys. Thank you.